What's up, everyone? John Oakes here. I lost 200 pounds and you can too. Today we're going to talk about hopelessness. Three of the biggest things that I think cause hopelessness in people who have a lot of weight to lose and what to do about it. Okay? And these are things that can hit you all throughout your journey. These are things that still come up. They still get me sometimes, but I know what to do about them. And these are absolutely things that can scuttle your efforts before you even get started. Number one is looking at the whole picture. Looking at the immensity of what you think you have to lose. What if you're 100 pounds over a healthy weight? What if you're 200 pounds over it? I mean, the immensity gets in people's heads and it just stops things in their tracks. And if you have 100 pounds to lose, or if you have 60 pounds to lose, at some point, you know how it goes. It started with, oh, I have 10 pounds to lose. Oh, it's so much. And then all of a sudden it's 20 pounds. And now that's twice as much. If I couldn't do 10, now I can't do 20. And then the story in your head was always, I can't do 10. And now as you get bigger, that only just like compounds in on itself. This belief that I couldn't do 10 becomes a belief times 10 that I can't lose 100. So now you believe that 10 times as strong, and let's face it, it's probably even more than that. So number one, you can't look at the whole project and assess whether or not you're going to be able to do it. You have to actually reverse engineer that illogical way of thinking that's telling you you can't do it. So the way you do that is by breaking it down the other way, in a way that's more advantageous to you. You say, can I lose 1 pound? Can I lose 1 pound of fat off my body? And usually the answer is yes. If you are an obese person who's sedentary and isn't taking care of themselves, man, you get up off the couch too quickly and you can lose a pound. These things can start off quickly. You know that you can lose 1 pound. You know that you can lose half a pound. And if you could lose half a pound, can you lose twice that? Could you do it twice? Well, of course you could, right? So start with a question that you can answer in the affirmative. Can I lose 1 pound? Then I can lose 2, because that's just doing that twice. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh man, so I could lose 5. Could I lose 5 pounds? Yeah, and your confidence will get there either immediately or over time. Just start by losing that 1 pound and then let your confidence have the time to catch up. And what you'll find is that you don't ever have to believe you can lose 100 pounds. You can just do it. You don't have to. I'm a big believer in changing your beliefs. I'm a big believer in seeing a path ahead where you are victorious. But imagining these things doesn't create them. We create them. It's recognizing that they exist inside of us already. Like our imagination should only be showing what's already real inside of us. You don't just like think really hard about having a Ferrari and then a Ferrari shows up. Like, I'm sorry if you believe that, but I don't. I believe that if having a Ferrari is important to you, and that's your true self that wants a Ferrari or that wants to lose the weight, then that will express itself as you connect to yourself and love yourself. You can lose a pound, you can lose 100 pounds, you can have a Ferrari. But I hope you realize what I'm saying. You can't get hopeless about the immensity of the task when really it's just a series of small things that you know you can do. The second thing is the inability to track progress. When you're the biggest, it's sometimes the hardest to see a pound, because when you're 300 pounds, a pound isn't as readily visible, right? It's harder to see that progress. And like where I'm at, I can see if I lose a pound now because I'm leaner. But when I was really big, just 40 pounds ago, it was still really difficult, and it would get in my head. I would constantly be convinced by these voices in my head that I wasn't progressing. And then the logical jump from there is, well, then why put in all this effort? And then it's only one more jump from there to be like, let's just kill the pain with some ice cream and sitting around, right? And that's a trap. So you need to find more than one way to measure progress, right? You can't just rely on the scale. You should be taking pictures. You should absolutely be taking measurements with a measuring tape. And if you need help with that, you should find someone to help you do that, because that's gonna cut through a lot of your mental BS. But mostly when those thoughts come in, you need to recognize that it's completely normal. And I don't care if you've already lost 100 pounds and you're trying to lose the 101st pound. It's completely normal to all of a sudden feel like you're not making progress. I still deal with this so much, and it's something that I do hope to improve in the future. But I'm telling you, if you feel this all the way along your progress, to your goal weight, whether it's 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 100 pounds, it doesn't have to stop you. I didn't let it stop me, thank God. I just maintained hope. I maintained my motivation by seeing this, knowing that it was probably a distortion of my mind, and cracking on anyways. Number 3, and this is not in order of importance, or I mean, everybody's gonna experience these things in different amounts. This one could easily be the most impactful for you. And this is the hopelessness that's instilled by our loved ones, people close to us, a friend, especially a parent, anyone who with a word can destroy your confidence in what you're doing. Diets never work, or, oh, I tried to lose weight, no, oh, we've got the X gene. I have a member of my family who will tell anyone who will listen that she has this gene that makes her obese. And, you know, she also has a closet full of Oreos, right? It's all BS. It's all a story that people tell themselves. And oftentimes, especially if you share genes with someone, they might not at some level want you to succeed, because that gives the lie to their BS and their story. And man, when people are unwilling to actually make their lives better, they cling to those stories so hard, and they get like really nasty sometimes when other people might, even by extension, disprove their story. And that's really sad, but we're just focused on you right at this moment, and we need to take care of you. It's not okay that your parent steals your hope and your ability to take care of yourself. I mean, that's so far from what a parent should be doing, but sadly this happens a lot. And this fits in with a pattern where people who often weren't cared for in the right way as kids develop weight problems later on in life, or, you know, usually starting in the beginning of life. And the parents always had some good reason why taking care of you wasn't on the agenda. It's total BS, and it's just been installed in your brain, and you need to uninstall, right? And we need to click uninstall on that. And obviously that takes a lot of effort, and though that's a very difficult task to do, it's one of the most important things to do if we want weight loss to be as effortless as it can be. And it really can be effortless. I truly believe that it is, once we address these actual core topics. You're not overweight because you don't know what diet to follow, or because you don't know which workout plan to follow, or because you haven't watched enough YouTube. Right? You're overweight because there are things inside of you that are broken, and if we fix them, the weight will come off, absolutely. And, you know, if you ever want to play this on a loop, just to talk right to your hopelessness, you know, these are lies. These are distortions of a mind that sought out ways to take care of itself, that weren't looking a year into the future. They're just looking at taking away the pain right now. And just like an addict can be so focused on taking care of their pain right now, these other survival mechanisms are getting you to engage in unhealthy behavior just to take care of the momentary pain, with no concern whatsoever for you as a person, for your health, your longevity. Your hope is real. The distortions are not real. Remember that. Cling to that. And I'll say that again, because I think that's what a lot of this stuff comes down to. Your hope is an expression of the reality of who you are. You cannot let a parent, a sibling, a friend, a distorted way of seeing yourself in the mirror, a measurement on the scale that goes wonky one day because you're retaining water or something, your perception of the task ahead. You can't let any of these things change the fact that you can absolutely do this. You absolutely have hope, and you absolutely deserve this. this is the core of the work that we do. I'm totally happy to keep coming back to these issues and dive into them deeper in videos later on. I mean, I could spend an entire 20-minute video just diving into each one of these topics on their own. But I hope this is encouraging for you and builds you up and puts some tools in your toolkit, whether you're trying to lose that 101st pound or that very first pound. If this was helpful for you, I really hope you hit the like button and please subscribe. johnoakescoaching@gmail.com for coaching inquiries, or if you have any questions. Any other questions or comments, please comment down below and I can do entire videos on them if that's applicable. All right, thanks. See you next time.